Hello everyone, welcome. Hopefully you all are doing well. One day you'll beat him. JH is pretty fast. But actually on my screen, he was second today. So you know, dream's alive. The dream is alive. Okay. It's time to start off with the most important daily. Bit of Golix into Hyperion. Just gonna make sure I have all the good stuff on. You got your AB to 260. Oh, congrats! I saw the I think it was in the Discord. Should do a WAP today. WAPs are always good. I would really like some more mag pots too, honestly. But can't be asking for too much, I think. I just want to get to 255. I want to get to Limina. But I'm still quite a ways away. I'm hoping to get to at least 253 today. I think 253 is pretty fair. And then we'll decide if we want to grind more. Like yesterday was a good day to grind, but I kind of took it easy yesterday. I don't usually grind so much on the weekends. Alright. Ooh. Okay, I thought there was sub earrings for a second there, but I'll take reinforced earrings too. Please, Backpack, pick up this one. Oh, stop. After picking up everything except the reinforced earrings. Unreal. There we go. Finally. Yeah, Corsair has main burst every 3 minutes, and then has like a mini burst at every 90. Which is why at the moment is a class that swaps between weapon jump and raw. I'm not sure if it becomes a continuous class after the patch, like after Mastery 3 and 4 come out, because I think the Masteries are pretty good. We'll just have to see. But I think raw 4 and weapon jump 4 will never be bad. It will just be a case of is the continuous going to be better? Now I suspect that the weapon jump swap might be slightly worse. That's my guess, but not really sure. Okay. That's all those dailies. The important dailies done. Oh, you guys want to see something crazy? Over the last like 3 or 4 days, I've gotten 3 Dom pendants. How long have I had this character for? I don't even know. Is there a medals tab? This is probably the day that I started like playing it properly, right? On the 11th. Because that's when I started Rudibus. From the 11th to now, that's like 2 weeks. Got 5 Dom pendants. I have 4 here and I'm wearing one. I think this is like the fastest amount of Dom pendants I've ever gotten. Like ever. It's actually crazy how fast that I got these Dom pendants. Like I'm pretty sure over the last week I got 3 or 4 of them. Like all of these were in the last week. Guess drop rate isn't a complete lie. Just only a little bit of a lie. let me just make sure I don't throw out some of these items, and I'm gonna sell some of them. I really want to spend my money because I just kind of want to get certain dailies out of the way. I don't want to do any more Ranmaru. But at the same time, I have my Wild Hunter's Liberation coming up. Do I sack my my Wild Hunter's Liberation and just try hit on this character? I don't know. I'm a little sick of doing Ranmaru, I'll be honest. Lucid won't get better. It's kind of true. So there's like two things I'm just need to take into account. I have 5, 10, 15 to think about, and there's also like my Wild Hunter Liberation, right? If I don't really care too much about the Wild Hunter, I could reasonably get 2 lines of attack and it'll be better, significantly better than what I'm using anyway. So maybe I shouldn't fuss about that. I don't really think I'm gonna go for anything crazy. So maybe I just spend. I really want to get these shoes done, but I don't think I have enough money. 11 bills, not a lot. Alright, let's think about it while we do dailies, shall we? Because the real thing to think about is actually 5, 10, 15. I do have a fair amount of items that I would like to safeguard on that Star Forcing event, which is kind of the reason why I'm considering saving. Because I do have now a lot of Dom pendants, and I do have my rings that I want to push. I really want to push some Meister rings. I'll just have to make some more. But I do want to push Meister rings. Ideally, I would like to have 2 21 Meister rings. 1 to use, and then 1 for the superior transfer. Actually, after I finish this daily, I'll go craft some more rings. I'm gonna need at least 3 or 4 rings anyway. Gun cat, yep. Let me just quickly go and craft some Meister rings. I don't know if I have the materials though, because I might have put them away. Not that I don't have them, it's just I don't know which character has them. Okay, Meister rings, I can make 5 of them here. What's the limiting factor? Actually, it looks like the Philo stones are the limiting factor. Maybe I should start disenchanting them. I had so many Pencilia items, I should have probably disassembled them. Alright. Yeah, wow, it was actually the Philo stones. Maybe I shouldn't have sold all those things. All good. But yeah, I'm probably gonna need a lot of these spares anyway. I'm gonna assume like probably 3 or 4 of them are gonna boom all the way to 21. I need to do it twice as well. How many characters do you do Arcane River dailies on each day? Just one. Just this one. I haven't really done much on any other character. Before I was working on my Corsair, I was working on my mechanic. But yeah, I only ever do dailies on one character at a time. Otherwise, I just spend too much time doing stuff. The Healer Von Leon items give Philo stones. I don't know if the Healer ones do, but I think the Von Leon ones do. I forget what the lower limit is. But I'm in no rush anyway. Like, Philo stones are easy to get. I can go onto literally any of my mules and just open a bunch of CRA items. Like, most of my mules are finished with CRA, so I'll just need to unlock is it alchemy or something on them, and then I should be able to just constantly open Sierra, disenchant all of them. So yeah, Philo stones are never going to be the issue, I think. Oh, speaking of that, hang on, I want to go to one of my friend's house. Can I go? I've been inviting them to visit their home. I know they have a coffee thing. I'm gonna take their coffee. Where are you getting the spell essences from? They were from just grinding. Like all my grand spell essences are from farming. I don't disenchant the recipes or whatever. Well, accuracy, welcome. Can I get them with just craft alchemy? Yeah, that's okay. I mean, it's very unlikely that I'll run out of Sierra pieces on the ones that actually do have high levels in either smithing, alchemy, or accessory crafting. I think if you get any of them to level 10, you unlock full disenchanting anyway. Doing on 6 characters is slightly going insane. I would probably go insane if I was doing 2 characters at once. I think for me personally, 1's enough. Did Monster Park on your Phantom, you never want to do it again? Is it that bad? I probably should have done Commercy in this character. I always forget to start it. $40 minutes for 7 runs. What? That is so sad. 5 minutes a run? The Phantom must be really weak then, hey? I mean, if the character is just like empty, doesn't even have CRA, I could see that happening. Look, if it's been mag potted all the way to like 240 or something like that, that sounds about right. Yeah, some of the maps are pretty bad. When is Magpot best to use? I'd say probably to get into Moonbridge, it's fine to use. I know a lot of people like to wait until they're higher level to use it, but at 244 or 243, if you can straight up unlock Moonbridge and you plan on training, it's probably fine. If you don't plan on training, just use it as late as possible. No, that's all it is. If you are like me and you wanted to train, unlocking Moonbridge is pretty good, because those Moonbridge maps are really strong. I mean, for Monster Park is fine too. I think the difference in terms of like EXP is pretty minimal in terms of like percentages, because when you go to 245, the amount of EXP required to level up goes up, but the Monster Park scale's about the same. So at 243, let's say you do a Monster Park run, gives you like 5%. If you level up to 245 and then unlock Moonbridge Monster Park, it's still probably gonna give you about 5%. If that makes sense. I wouldn't intentionally go up for certain levels specifically to do Monster Park, because I think the like the percentage ratios are probably about the same. How do you extend the duration of your summons? The only way to do that is to have a better Corsair Legion, and I think in Legion Artifact there's summon duration perhaps. I don't remember off the top of my head, but there's very little you can do to actually extend the duration. Oh, was it Mechanic that gives summon duration? I thought it was Corsair. Oh, you think, is that the... I don't remember. Alright. Just gonna do some training here, because I kind of slacked off yesterday. Yeah, it's all good. Just making sure. Why's my frame rate suddenly so bad? Is it because I'm streaming? It could actually just be because I'm streaming. It usually isn't this bad. Did I train during Rune Haste? I did train a little bit during Rune Haste. Not that much though. I did my 10 boosters and maybe like another half an hour after that, but not very much honestly. I don't usually play MapleStory that much during the weekends. Yesterday was a good day to train though, if you had time. Yeah, it's all good. Neither did I, really. One of these days I'll get a double 6. Oh my god, it's so bad. Instead, get me out of here. These boosters. Goodbye frame rate. How's the grind coming? So far so good. I'm just trying to get to 255 right now, or like that's the goal at least, and then slowly make my way to 260. I think once I get to 255, it smooths out a little bit because the training becomes a lot less active. Not that it's like particularly active right now, but getting lazy at training is always nice. And also thank you, I'm glad you enjoyed the series. Oh yes, double 6. Max buff duration, yeah. I'm kind of glad that I did most of like the good links to 260 already, or the good legions. I'm only missing a few more. I need to do a Mercedes and a Hayato to 250 for the last couple of legion blocks, but those will just come with time, I think. I think that might have to be what my hyperburns are used for. I don't know if I want to make like more strong characters, if that makes sense. Might just use the hyperburns just to simply get those legion pieces, but I'm not really sure what my plans are yet. I'm kind of not that interested in making more characters because my legion champions are more or less set up already. Or at least they've been picked out already. And now it's just a case of making everything strong. So yeah, it might be a Mercedes hyperburn plus a Hayato hyperburn. Just because I don't really feel like doing other things, but the problem with the hyperburn is it gives you so much stuff though. It's kind of nice to make real characters with it. What's my legion? It's like at 9.1 or something. I can check. Oh god. Oh, there he goes. 9.13. Just need a bunch more levels and we'll be all good. Just another 370 levels to go for 9.5. Yeah. I realized that I accidentally did a lot of my classes that had good legions. Like Demon Avenger was one of them. I got that to 260. We got the free shade one. I also already had a Wild Hunter at 250. I'm working on that. So I actually did end up doing a fair amount of the good ones, which is kind of nice. Yeah, Mercedes is like one of the top picks for me to do to 250. The question is, do I want to do a different class? That's always the question, right? Because I'm also not super set on my Legion champs. There's always a world where I just make a new character with the intention of making a Legion champ to replace, like, let's say like my Wild Hunter. Like my Wild Hunter is looking a little rough, so I wouldn't be against doing a different Legion champ rather than the Wild Hunter. See, Corsair is my favorite class. It's a fine class. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite class though. Imagine playing a class you quit on. Well, I can't exactly make a jet again. But seriously though, like, I think Corsair's fine. I just didn't like playing it on a weekly. But if I'm playing it more frequently, then it's fine. But also back then, I didn't really play any complicated classes. So playing Corsair was really jarring. Not to say that Corsair is particularly complex either, but it was definitely more complex than the characters I was playing. What about Zero? Zero's Legion is really good, but the difference is like what, 2% or something? You're going from like a zero, from level 200 to 250. That's quite a lot of quite a lot of effort just to be able to train a little bit more. Like, I don't even min-max my own existing EXP buffs, let alone like a 2% increase, right? That's my thought process on it personally. Like, I already half the time don't farm with gold pot from Monster Park. Like if I forget to buy it, I just won't even go out of my way to get it. So in my mind, don't think I need to make it for the Legion. $278 with no boss fam. Should I go to hotel until reach 280 to work on fams, or go straight XP for 280 faster? I think if you can be bothered going for boss fams, it's not a bad idea. It is a damage gain. But I think if you want to go into like further content, the amount of time that you spend trying to go for boss fams, I think you can probably level up a reasonable amount of times. I forget what exactly the math is. Like the average to get like 1 or 2 boss fams or whatever, and the amount of FD that you gain from it, in the same amount of time you can probably level up, like let's say once, if you were training properly. And I think the amount of FD you gain from just simply leveling up against like Carling and Carlos is probably more than you'd gain from the boss damage fams. I forget what exactly the numbers were, but assuming averages, I think that's going to be the case for a lot of people. You find it annoying to replace the summons? Not really. It's not that much different from replacing Soul Janus and Fountain, right? You're kind of just placing them down and looting as you go. That's how I think of it. It's like saying, is placing down Fountain annoying? A little bit annoying, but it clears so much of the map, you don't think of it too much. And as you place it down, you pick up all the money there, right? That's kind of how I think about it for these summons. Yeah. It's for like the bosses that like you're under level for. If you think about like for N Carling, going from 280 to 281, how many hours do you guys reckon that is? Like, I'm trying to remember what my rates were. It's been so long since I trained on the Battle Mage. But however long it takes you to level up, you compare that against like how fast you reckon you'll get a boss fam. Now, unless you get lucky on a boss fam, you'll probably level up faster than you'll find one. Like genuinely, 50 hours? That sounds about right. Like let's just say like you take 50 hours to level up from 280 to 281. Like in 50 hours, you reckon you can find one boss fam. That's the comparison, right? Don't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but I think it's pretty comparable. If not, it's probably in favor of you leveling up. I'm pretty sure you have a better chance leveling up within 50 hours versus finding a boss fam within 50 hours. So in that perspective, it's probably worth more your while to farm for levels. You can farm no boss fam ever. Yep. Exactly. It's the whole thing about guaranteed gains versus RNG gains, right? But there is a fair like argument for a lot of levels that farming for boss fams is probably worthwhile. I think if they release Odium fams, then it lets you farm fams up to level 280 without feeling too bad. But yeah, I wouldn't skip out on Shangri-La if I could help it. Like once you unlock Shangri-La, that map just gives way too much EXP. Like all those maps give way too much. It's hard to pass up. Like pretty much all the maps, every class could find a place that does 18k rates. And it's mostly chill as well. It's too good. Arteria, hello, hell. That I also agree. I think Arteria is a big reason why I don't like training my battle mage anymore. I miss Shangri-La. Yeah, if you want fam cards, farm fam cards on other characters, not your main. Agreed. Didn't make a Corsair series before? I did, a while back. And, you know, it was calling my name again. Can't help it. Did I say summer 3 until 280? I think so, yeah. When you're training Battle Mage, the hardest thing about it is finding a good spot to put down your altars. That was the only thing that I really cared about, was that whenever I trained, the place that I placed my altars has to make sense. There were some rotations where they would say, oh, stand in this area and use Condemnation. Which is fair, that's how you usually train, you just attack once every like 6 seconds or so. But then, the altars are like on the other side of the map. Like, I am not doing that rotation. I'm sorry, I am not standing on one corner of the map and then jumping to the far left other side of the map to place down an altar. That makes no sense to me. Like, sure, you get like perfect coverage, but I'm gonna have to move every 40 seconds across the map? Like, no. Like, no class will flash jump across the entire map to put down a summon that isn't all of them at the same time. Like, if I'm putting down a summon on the other side of the map, you better believe that it's all of them at once. I will never place just like a random altar in the far left corner. We'll make a BAM grinding tips map vid. I could. I'm not sure if I'll be able to fill it out nicely though. Because I didn't really properly train in, for example, Hotel. I don't remember doing very much in Hotel, to be quite honest. Yeah. For me though, if I was to make that video, it'd be kind of scuffed because the way that I train is that I just try not to move. I just want it to be lazy. But lazy means that the rates aren't going to be that great. Which is kind of defeats the purpose of making a grinding video. Just because I feel like if you're looking at a grinding video, you want to get the best rates. I definitely do not know how to do that. Yeah, lazy farming on BAM is hard. Because it's either... You don't usually get lazy and good rates, right? It's either good rates or lazy. It's very hard to get both on Battle Mage, which is the big reason why I don't want to train it. Seagull grinding. I don't think Battle Mage can even farm the Seagull maps. I gotta be honest. Xenon fishing guide, true. I did sweaty farm on Xenon for a while on the seagulls, but it paid off. Thanks to the boss fams, right? That map was actually like 18k rates in Cernium. Some of the best you could get in that area. But it was definitely like kind of sweaty because I didn't stop moving the whole time, and the placement of those summons were kind of weird off the top of my head. Yeah, it's just like flash jumping around in Bombard. I say that's sweaty in comparison to what most Xenons do, which is like place down 3 summons and then AFK, right? It's all relative. Like flash jump attacking is like pretty standard for some classes, and there's nothing they can do about it. Is it illegal to train a second mate with no vac pet? It's not illegal, but I think you will be very sad. Once you get used to farming with a vac pet or training with a vac pet, it feels pretty sad to train without one. The rates that you get for vac pet, it's just too good. It's because, think of it like maps like this, right? With a vac pet, I don't even think about looting really. But then if I didn't have a vac pet, how am I supposed to loot the top conveniently? Like these top like 2 platforms here, 3 platforms. It'd be such a pain. That's just not gonna happen. Like this map is like some of the best rates you'll get in Moonbridge, because it's like an 18k map. But nobody really trained here until vac pets were the thing, because how are you ever going to loot? It's just impossible. It's too difficult. Alright, I'm halfway to getting my first sup. Probably gonna have to be the pendant, I think. Because I'm currently using a Horntail pendant. Right now, how many vac pets do I own? On Hyperion I have 2. I have one of my resistance characters and one of my explorers. But as of right now, I'm only using one of them. The other one's currently expired. I'm using the one of my explorers right now. But my resistance one's gonna stay dead for a while, I think, unless I decide to train more resistance characters again for some reason. It's probably not gonna happen anytime soon though. Is Shadower hard to boss with? I'll be honest, I don't know much about Shadower. I just know that they press a lot of buttons. Or at least they have to press like 2 buttons at a time or something like that. I cannot remember off the top of my head. Any Shadower mains in chat? You're a reader now? I saw. Congrats on your book. Is that on your main? I remember seeing like you saying that you got a book, but I didn't see which character it was on. On your main? Perfect. Love to see it. Congrats, man. They made it super easy? Oh, nice. Book is free? Man, it must be nice living in a world where you think book is free. That's crazy. Getting 600 mil, no vac pet at 15k an hour. I think that sounds about right. Like 15k an hour at 600 mil. That's like standard. The problem with the rates is that you have to then, if you want higher rates, you have to go to different maps, right? If you train the same map, obviously the rate's not going to go up. But if you go to the 18k per hour rate maps, it's harder to loot because typically the platforms are in like weird spots and the maps are bigger. So that's when the vac pet becomes way more relevant, because you spend more time clearing the mobs and less time worrying about looting. So I will say that like, if you get a vac pet, your rates should increase, assuming you then go into the bigger maps that you usually wouldn't farm. Because like, again, I can use this map as an example. You would never train here without a vac pet. Like, there's just too many platforms. And looting those top platforms that like I'm under right now would be way too annoying. And that would be the case with anywhere, right? a lot of the bigger maps with more mobs will typically have more weirdly placed platforms that are really awkward to loot. I'd say if you are somebody who is happy to farm in like 2-hour sittings, Vakpet has a good amount of value for sure. Even lazy amount of looting makes it sweaty. Exactly. I remember like farming in Limina when I was still training my Chronos characters, and it was like a whole thing of like how to loot while farming. You had to really have a decent idea on how the pets move around because their AI is kind of jank. And yeah, even if the rotation to train was easy, it didn't mean that the looting rotation was easy. Yeah. Anybody that remembers that you had to loot every certain interval, those were some dark days. It was a different game then. I think Vakpet definitely streamlined a lot of training. Probably for the better. I like not having to move around as much. I don't like having to pay for such an expensive Vakpet, but yeah, it is what it is. I do enjoy the game enough to do it. Yeah, how was everybody's weekend? Or how's it? I'm not sure if Sunday's completely over for those in the US. It's probably getting close to it though. Can manipulate the pets really good with flying. Yeah, you had to have. There was the classic trick where if you wanted your pets to go on a certain platform, you had to go on a ladder. The good old ladder reset trick. Fighting over the drops is crazy. Your DOJ Honors offer was rescinded. I'm not sure I understand what that means. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? The fact that you use the word rescinded makes me feel like it's a bad thing. On this. Not great, but you manage. Sorry to hear. Hopefully you'll be alright. When you play though, what's your medal? The medal hasn't changed. I haven't played since they did the last major update because it's really laggy right now. Doesn't feel great to play. There's like some weird input lag that's going on. So then when I click, there's like an obvious delay. So even though I'm playing in my own server in like OCE, it really feels like I'm back on like the NA servers. It's just until they fix that, I am not touching the game. It feels awful to play. And also my mouse is kind of messed up. The right click sometimes doesn't go through. Oh man, the amount of times I've like just stood in front of a creep as it just dies. Yeah, I haven't really been playing much other than MapleStory in the last couple of weeks, really. Is this double six? It is. Alright. I think if I finish up all these boosters today, plus the what do you call it? Plus Monster Park and dailies, I should be able to level up plus a lot more. Clicks never die because no look uses physical switches. I don't think for me it's even like the thing dying. It's just like right now in Dota, like the game just eats the inputs. I swear, like right now it's like so bad because they recently just shipped a giant update with a bunch of changes. So I'm sure there's just like a bunch of bugs, including the input lag that I was talking about, where it physically like feels like it's slower. You click and then there's like a delay. It's inside the game at the moment. It's not. I don't think it's physical. But it's like a well-known issue. Hopefully they'll try to fix it soon. Because it doesn't feel great to play right now. Does it still have a large player base? Yeah, I'd say it's pretty big still. I feel like, because I keep up with the Reddit every once in a while to see if they fix this this delay issue. But I've seen a lot of people move from... There are a lot of posts that are saying like, a lot of my friends are on League and they're swapping over to Dota to give it a try. Apparently League is not having a great patch at the moment or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if that's just like in the small like window of threads that I happen to be reading. But I heard that League's not having that great of a patch at the moment for reasons. So I heard a lot of people were giving Dota a try. Because I've been hearing less and less about League and more about Valorant. Valorant's popping off. Like, I feel like that's the game where Valorant and Marvel Rivals right now, like the two games that whenever nothing's like really happening, my friends just want to do something together, they'll just play one of those two games. Oh, I need to pop new coupons. Let's place down summons first. They removed the way to get free skins. Oh. I see. You know what? That is a valid reason to get mad. If the existing free-to-play system is gone, then what do? Understandable. Placed it with a really bad battle pass. Ah, I see. So they took away the free thing, but they didn't even replace it with something of equivalent value. And then they monetized it. That sounds about right. Why people are annoyed. I mean, that sounds like a pretty standard procedure for a lot of games to go a little bit downhill. Yeah. I mean, that sounds like literally any other game that have had like a bad patch. It sounds exactly the same. I feel like this has happened many times in the past with other games. Get rid of the free thing, replace it with a bad expensive thing. That's nothing new, unfortunately. If anything, I'm a little surprised it didn't happen earlier. You got to 24% P3 in Black Mage. Thinking about just booking it before the end of the month. I think if you get into P4 with like 3 or 4 lives remaining, you're probably okay. Then you have a lot of leeway to just take your time. Yeah, but P4 is very straightforward. As long as you remember to stay in Black Aura. Black Aura makes it a lot easier to survive. And besides, it's towards the end of the month. There's only 4 days left. Keep in mind it is February, so we don't have 30-something days. Get that run in while you can. I always forget that Fountain is a skill that we can all use now. I'm still not used to keeping that in my head. I've been conditioned to think, no bishop, no healing. Yeah, you don't really have much to lose. We are coming towards the end of the month, so if you can find yourself a party, or if you're just trying to solo it, like all the stuff that you use, it's not like it's going to be completely lost. You can carry it over until next month. Like if you decide to pop a black heart, for example, at least it still carries over until next month. I need another 20%. It's gonna take at least another hour to manually level that, but at least I have Monster Park and my dailies that I have to hand in. I think the dailies give me about 10%. Monster Park probably gives me about 4% per run, so about another 30%. It's gonna take me at least another 2 days to get 255 at this pacing, unless I decide to train more. I think I really want to get 255 as soon as possible, so I can go for a Dark Nail run. Let's do Black Mage. Fulfill the childhood dream. Yup, understandable. Ring of Fire 10, I might pop Black Heart to Solid BM. Solid BM would sounds kind of fun. I want to get another character to solo as well, but I don't really want to solo without being 275. I feel like 275 is like the bare minimum in my eyes to even bother with it. Because I don't want to like sweat it. I sweated it once already, that's enough. I don't want to do it again. On my Battle Mage, I only do weeklies right now. I haven't actually run my Battle Mage's weeklies this week. Because I need to take a nil. I forgot to arrange that with him, but yeah. I only do weeklies on my Battle Mage right now. Doing dailies on too many characters is easy way to just burn out. Did you solo BM unlibbed? My first BM solo on Hyperion was unlibbed, yeah. That was on my Battle Mage. And then I couldn't be bothered doing that after. I could have done like every month unlibbed solo, but I didn't feel like I wanted to sit through that again. So I just joined a party for the rest of the liberation process. It's too much effort. Because I think at the time too, I wasn't really considering training my battle mage. As soon as I soloed black mage, I made my Xenon. So my battle mage didn't even really get gains. It all kind of went into the Xenon, like all my resources and everything. So if I wanted to solo black mage again, it would be like a similarly paced, like 58-minute run or something. That's just, that is too much effort, man. It's too much effort. Instead, this map to 260. Once I get to 255, I'll go Limina. I want to go to the powerful maps. Hello, Henry. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome. Yeah, my plan is to go to Limina and train in the powerful maps. You were like 222 3 days ago. You know what? You're not completely wrong. I think about a week ago I actually was like still probably like 230 or like less than 230. I used a lot of stuff in between. I trained a lot too. It was like just so many boosters. It helped us level so fast. One mag pot. Oh, that's next week. Get another mag pot next week. But yeah, at the very least though, I'll probably get some pretty easy lazy maps in Limina anyway. Which sounds pretty good to me. Yeah, I think some of the powerful maps are actually pretty good. It's like this one here. Powerful Ascendion. I know that some of those maps, they give you like with full burning, I think the EXP is pretty comparable to Cernium. It is so much better than like the EXP rate I'm getting here. And I'm probably just going to focus on just simply getting to level 260 once I get to Limina. I won't care too much about like fams. I'll get probably like a couple of epics along the way, because it's still like 5 levels, but yeah. Month old, 5k Legion, 265, 16 mil. That's pretty good. Pretty fast for a month. They're making it so much easier to do Legion as well, which is really good. Legion, I think, is like probably like one of the more boring things in the game, especially at the beginning. The fact that they give us so many more extreme growth potions and they've been doing a lot of like strawberry farm stuff really helps out. And a lot of people just in general don't like doing Legion, so making it easy is always nice. Any Corsair prog video coming soon? I'll need to edit together, but I can see myself doing an update pretty soon. I'll just have to go through a fair amount of footage again. After this, I'll probably do my Monster Park runs. Monster Park seems good. Gonna be 253 very soon. Yeah, because like the videos are about a week. Actually almost 2 weeks now behind. All the footage that I released on the Corsair thing was probably about 2 weeks ago. That was like the first 2 days of my prog. Everything that happened in that video was the first 2 days, which was about 2 weeks ago. Want more mag pots every event. I want them. I want so many of them, but it's not like they were cheap either. Like this event alone gives us like 5 or 6 mag pots for free. Actually, I just remembered. How long does the Ride or Die shop last for? Is it back yet? It was back since like the maintenance, right? It's still here. Alright, I need to check that out after because I think I still have some coins I haven't spent. This is in GMS. I am not in Maple Sea. I can open up the star. I mean, most of it is from the current event, like this Tim Turnog. Is that an M or an R? RN? I don't know. Lunar Crystal is like the Vac Pet quest. If you buy all 3 Vac Pets, you get a chair. If you buy all 3 of them in the set, you get a chair. So this character has a Vac Pet on it, which is why the Lunar Crystal thing is there. Across main Jet, Corsair, now Cannon Master. Yup. So the reason why I made the Corsair, it's not really not that deep. I just wanted to play an Explorer. And I was thinking about it, I didn't really want to play most of the warriors. I already made a Dark Knight. I've made it, I haven't played it yet. In terms of the mages, not really interested in Bishop, but I'm interested in Fire Poison, which I've also made. This is one of my champion burns as well. So those ones I just kind of left there until the end of the event. I'll decide to go back to them probably later. But I wanted to make something new that I could play now. And I was like, I'll play a pirate. It's been a while since I played Corsair. I'm not going to make another Cannon Master. So let's go Corsair. I know Corsair gets a lot of buffs in the upcoming summer patch as well. And yeah, just decided to pick it up and see how it goes. And since picking it back up, it's been really lucky. It's really hard to put down right now. Like, this character is really lucky. Do you know when the 1 button buffing comes out? I think it's also in the summer update. I think. Any classes you'd like to see remastered? In my personal opinion, Battle Mage, Wild Hunter, and Mechanic could all really use a little bit more love. Yep, that's my opinion. Completely unbiased opinion. I know I'm kind of memeing because those are just all my classes, but if I'm to be like quite honest, if I actually had to pick a single class to be remastered, I'd actually probably pick Blaze Wizard. That class is a dumpster fire in the truest form. I know a lot of people like say Phantom is bad, but at least its kit is like, its bossing kit is actually like playable, you know what I mean? Like, the damage might be on the lower side, but have you seen like Phantom's kit? That class is really good. It's hard to balance. You can't just give it more damage. You can't give that class more damage just straight up because that thing is going to be too good in bossing, in my opinion. Blaze Wizard is it's not real, guys. Blaze Wizard is not real. Simply put, Blaze Wizard is a mage class that has worse mobility and a worse teleport than archers. Let's just think about that for a second. It's got worse mobility than archers, and it also has a worse teleport than archers. Like no, I cannot. What makes Phantom good? In terms of its bossing, it just has so many iframes that are low cooldown. So it's, in most situations, your damage uptime is basically 100%. You're on top of the boss the entire time, and when things go wrong, you just have a lot of access to iframes, and you can pretty much just dodge everything. It has a pretty reasonable rush. It's more like a backstep teleport, but it kind of has like a rush. I think it also, on top of that, has a rush skill. It's just a very strong, like, tanky class. And it has access to a lot of other classes' iframes as well. Like, it can steal Final Cut, which is really good. It can steal Sacrosanctity. It also has Freud's. Freud's class are broken. Yeah. The only thing that Phantom is really lacking is the damage. And perhaps a little bit on the mobbing as well. Like, yeah. Like, I think, to me, after playing that class as well, like, it's kind of a hard class to balance because you can't just give Phantom more damage, because then the class would be actually kind of broken. The kit is already so solid. Like, its bossing kit is already so solid. If you up the damage of it, the class becomes a monster. I think the damage from Mihao is higher. Off the top of my head, right? I mean, you can't really compare both of them. They kind of play differently. In terms of, like, just straight up survivability, I think Mihao probably does have the edge, just because Royal Guard's kind of busted. But Phantom is, it's a very tanky class. Say we delete Phantom. Yeah, I think Mihao has, like, the same kind of deal as Phantom, in the sense that, like, you can't just give Mihao a lot of damage, because it's already probably got some of the high damage uptime in terms of a lot of classes, and if you give it more damage, then it's a little bit of a problem. Doesn't need to cry when you fail to stack your Freuds. True. Yeah, Mihao's a very solid class. Mihao's Echo's broken. Yeah, being able to... Is that the one where you ignore level difference? It's like, if you're 265 and you go into a 270 boss or 275 boss, you don't get the level penalty. Because if that's what I'm thinking of, then yes, I think that's broken. But I don't know if I'm thinking the right thing. Is Mihao's mobbing good? Yes, quite. Royal Guard is good. Royal Guard is really good. If you can easily, like, AFK farm 18k raids by pressing a button every couple of seconds. DC cast at 275. I guess the problem of doing C cast at 275 is not going to really be your, not going to be that, I think. No damage loss on levels. You gotta get damage loss on everything else, though. Unless it's like your Demon Slayer JH. Oh my god, imagine if your Demon Slayer had Mihao Echo. Oh, that'd be so free. Thoughts on Lumi? I think Lumi is a fine class. It just has a weird spot in the meta because it's mostly a DPM class, right? I will say Lumi on Equilibrium is, like, one of my favorite classes. If Luminous could stay in Equilibrium the entire time, like, if they made it a bossing toggle, like, if you're training off Equilibrium and you're bossing only in Equilibrium, oh my god, I would love to play Lumi like that. That'd be so good. But yeah, it's kind of like when you're playing Arc and you swap between what's it called, like Flora mode and Spectra mode, or Spectre mode, or whatever it is. It's like 50% of the time you feel like a wet noodle, and the other 50% of the time you actually feel like a good class. That's how I feel about Lumi. You can charge equal gauge inside equilibrium. Ah, yeah, but then that defeats the purpose, right? Because then you can't use Ender, because Ender doesn't charge it either way. When you're in equilibrium, you definitely just use Ender the entire time. So it's hard to charge. You're not gonna use reflection while you're in equilibrium mode. That's troll. You don't achieve anything doing that. Come on, man. Yeah, I think that's the reason why a lot of Lumi's max buff duration, right? Because... Oh, well, wait, no, it's an attack speed +1. So it's attack speed +1 with buff duration. Second line. I think Lumi is actually a sick class. It's just the equilibrium part of it that makes it less fun to me. But man, imagine if you could stay in equilibrium 100% of the time. God, that'd be so good. I think the mobility outside of equilibrium is like pretty standard, no? Isn't its movement like pretty much like a normal mage? It's got the up jump. It doesn't have a float, but it has like an up jump, and it has just a standard TP. I don't think it's that bad. It's just when you compare it to equilibrium, then the mobility is like, you can't compare it. Lumi in equilibrium modes, mobility is like insane. It's so good. I actually don't like playing with the long TP a lot of the times. I like playing with the short TP. Short TP gives you so much more control. It's kind of busted. I actually played on my battle mage mostly on short TP, and it wasn't until I started doing black mage where I had to physically learn to play with long TP. And now I can't really go back to short TP because it will mess with my muscle memory. I do miss playing with short TP though. Yeah. The mobility with equilibrium, like jump double TP, oh that's too good. Yeah, short TP gives you a lot more control, but long TP lets you overcome a lot of situations. So you gotta pick your poison. That's what Bam have without equilibrium. The equilibrium one's a lot faster. At least off, like the last time I remember playing Lumi, I remember it being a lot faster. But it's kind of the same thing. That's why I really like Battle Mage's mobility. It's really strong. Ice Lightnings have 3 different possible TP distances. I have no idea. I've never played Ice Lightning. Yeah. For Battle Mage though, I had to learn to play with a long TP because it was one of the ways that I could upkeep my damage in P3 Black Mage. I just needed to just TP through the rolling. Made it a lot easier than like jumping over it or anything like that. So I forced myself to learn how to play long TP, just so then when that situation came up, I could keep DPSing Black Mage. The things that we do for DPS. Did they remaster Dual Blade? I don't remember. Maybe they did it during like the entire Explorer revamp, but other than that, I don't know. They pretty much haven't touched most of the Explorer classes since then. I think they'll do anything about the Unicube glitch. Honestly, I think it's too late. I think the damage has already been done to the economy. Usually when these giant kind of glitches come about, the most common way to do it is like, you stop it and then you roll back, right? But I think it's a bit too late now. If they haven't rolled back the servers, it is way too late. I don't know what they can do at this point. Those triple prime items are basically just... It's like how back in the day you had people who duped a bunch of items. This is just modern day duping. I don't know if they can do anything about it. Because the thing about these cubes is that the people who are going to be most affected by it are the ones that end up buying them, right? And if you don't know any better about the thing, right? Let's just say like I'm just some guy that just, you know, just plays free to play for the most part, and I farmed a bunch of money, or like I merged up to a certain point. Like I saw on the Discord that a triple prime Seren emblem sold for about 13 bill, which to my understanding is like maybe 10% of what most emblems are, let alone a triple prime one, right? Now, if you're just some dude that just happened to be looking on the auction house and you see a triple prime Mitra emblem for 13 bill and you buy it, whose fault is it? Like, how do you enforce whose fault it is? The guy didn't know any better. He just saw a cheap emblem. He just was like, oh, the guy mispriced it. I'm gonna yoink it. Unlucky. Think they forgot a 3? I don't think so, necessarily. There's a fair chance that a lot of these people just put it at a ridiculously low price just so they can get it off their hands and then they can move their money a second time. It's just like money laundering, right? So then, if they do get banned for making these broken items, at least they still have some money. It's so hard to, you can ban the people who did the abuse, which is, you know, what I kind of expect them to do. But the damage has already kind of been done. Like, they can't get those items out of the game anymore. Because they're gonna be, there's a good chance that a bunch of people have bought, upgraded it, and then sold it again. Or something like that. Yeah, it's too late. It's too late. They had to do it immediately. They had to try to stop immediately or fix immediately. It's a little bit too late. I don't know what Nexon can do at this point. Last person holding it gets punished. I think from that perspective, they definitely probably should have rolled it back while they had the chance. But rolling back an MMO is like kind of gross. What was the bug? It was something about, so the Unicubes. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. The way that it works is that you roll a bunch of lines and you get to pick the lines. Like you roll 6 lines and you pick 3 out of the 6 or something. Or am I mixing up with other cubes? Basically what it is like you could pick your lines. So it was like one of the easiest ways, in theory, to get triple prime. Because you could just like pick the triple prime, right? Those are violet cubes? I can't remember what the Unicubes were, but like, whatever it was, like you could just roll triple prime a lot easier. But there was like a limited amount of cubes that you could buy. But they had this bug where you could basically infinitely re-roll it. So eventually... you would roll triple prime on everything for like super cheap, because you could only pay like 50 USD, but you could use the entire 50 USD to triple prime a bunch of items. It's, yeah, it's so messed up. If you land on a line, you can change a specific line. I see. Yeah. I mixed up the cubes, but generally speaking, it's just you make really good items in theory a lot easier. And there was a bug which allowed you to use the cubes over and over again without it going away. And then a bunch of people ended up with a bunch of triple primes. What can you do? Alright, what can I buy from this shop here? Oh, that's a lot of honor there. Wait, there's 300 of these. Wait, am I reading this right? 300? 30 mil honor? Wait, no, 3 mil honor, right? Yeah, 3 mil honor. I was like, what, 30 mil? No. That's a lot of honor here. Damn. They give a lot of stuff. If it was 3,000, it would be 30 mil, but 3 mil is still quite a lot. Oh, I forgot to do, like, the Esfera minigame yesterday. Oh, man. Now my Esfera's gonna look funny. It's gonna be a whole, like, weeklies behind. Look at this. No, it's 16 and everything else is at, like, 60. Scans myself. I forgot to finish it yesterday. Let's disassemble some items, because I do need the Philosopher Stones. Do you do Arcane Weeklies? I don't mind them. I think they're really good early on. Oh, I can make another one. Alright, 6 Meister Rings for now. I'll probably craft more later. I'll just need to get more crystals, but I'll just have to hoard up some coffees and it should be okay. Consider when they're up to 120 per week. That is a lot of symbols. But I am trying to get this done trying to get as many as I can. I think Arcane Force is always going to be kind of painful for me. Alright, so now the question is, what do I want to do here? I could start Commercy. I started a little bit late. I don't think I can get my monocle before reset. But I kind of want to start Commercy. It's a little gross, but I am not getting any black bean marks. If I start Commercy and I get a black bean mark this week, I'd be a little bit annoyed. I don't know. What do... It's too many things to think about. Ooh, 1 bill. Where'd that come from? Alright. Do I save for 5, 10, 15, or do I try to finish my shoes here? How how many weeks do we have? How many resets do we have? We have reset this week, and then we have reset next week. So technically I have 2 resets worth of money, which should give me about 40 bill. If I have 40 bill, can I get a 21 Meister ring? That's the question. Start Commercy so you get the Black Bean Mark drop. That is true. 5/10/15 is the 9th? So not the upcoming Sunday, but the one after. Alright. I'm gonna finally bite the bullet and I'm just gonna do Commercy. Because it's been a few weeks and I haven't got the Black Bean Mark yet, so I'm gonna start Commercy, so at least if I don't get it this week, I should be able to get a Monocle. And I'll just use the Monocle at 17 star for a while. Until I guess I get more Black Bean Marks to 20 star it. Or if I really want to, I could stick with Commercy for a while. Commercy is not too bad on Corsair as well. I'm just thinking about it. But I don't hate doing at least Commercy. Starting it now, so then I can unlock CPQ, and if I see CPQ, then I'll go ahead and do it. Not the worst thing. And yeah, Corsair out of a lot of different classes is probably some of the better ones when it comes to doing Commercy as well. Because I could actually just AFK it. Put down some summons and we're good to go. I guess it's more like the thought of doing Commercy is the bad part rather than it being necessarily bad content. Alright, let's go ahead and do this then. Alright. So this part I think I just need to kill a bunch of cats or something. I need to turn off my pet loot. People get 40 build in 2 weeks. It's just a lot of boss meals, yeah. Once you get to the point where you have a lot of characters that can boss, it does build up pretty quickly. Because I do C10 on my Battle Mage, my Xenon, and my Wild Hunter. Actually, and my Mechanic. That's 3 characters already that probably make like 4 to 5 bill a week. So if I do just those 3 characters, that's already 12 bill. And then I do my Wild Hunter, which gives me about 3.5. Then my Corsair probably gives me another 3. That puts me already at 18. And then I have my Demon Avenger, that gets me about 3 as well. So yeah, about 20 bill a week from just bossing on like 6 characters. Then kill your family. Worst part is getting to the Voyage area every day. Oh, you can teleport straight to it. Oh no, you didn't know about the teleport? Alright, you're about to find out here, right now. For anybody that's doing Commercy, you guys really need to know the Commercy teleport. So, under fast travel here, you can press this little plus sign. And then if you click over here, it says this little gear here. So you can put your favorites here. So if you look over here, it says Commercy. So if I put it over here, and click save, it'll bring you straight to town. Yeah. Oh wow, for 30 hours a week. That does work too. How many weeks do you need to earn back the money you invest into C10 mules? I think each of my C10 mules probably ate around 100 bill each. Maybe a little bit more conservative number would probably be like 120 bill. So I guess it never really makes it back. It just... I'll be honest, I don't think any of the C10 mules will ever make back their money. But it's just kind of fun playing stronger characters. You definitely do not make C10 mules to make back the money. You make C10 mules because you feel like playing stronger characters. A bunch of strong, different characters. It's, I don't think making C10 mules is meso efficient, but it's kind of fun. It's also a lot of fun playing stronger characters because you have more bosses that you can run in like the stronger bosses, and then you have a extra amount of chances to get pitch boss, which is always fun. I think that's genuinely a big reason why I like my C10 characters. It's just you just have more chances of getting fun drops, and that is a big part of playing MapleStory for me. It's just like if you have higher chance of getting drops, it's more encouraging for you to do the content. Alright, we're in Commercy, guys. Alright, now that we're here, we should be able to start the thing. Which quest is it under? It used to be under the Star tab. Where's Get Rich Quick? I should be able to see it now, right? Am I supposed to start this one first? Okay, I don't need to do this quest line, but I'll just have it started. Is it in here? Unless they got rid of it. Oh. Yeah, I went too far, but that's okay because at least now I don't have the light bulb on top of my head, and I don't have the light bulb on top of the character in the middle. Yeah, let's just get this over and done with. I'm gonna go this way. No, I'm on the other side of town now. Okay. Is in the light bulb? Because I remember it used to be called something like Get Rich Quick or something like that. Maybe it's just... It's probably at least 140, right? There it is. Okay, that used to be under the Star tab. Now they moved it. Nice. Now I can start Commercy. Now, from memory, it should take me about 2 days to unlock Commercy PQ. So, let's try to get the thing as soon as possible. And we'll start racking up some of these coins here. We're gonna need at least, I think, 250 of them. And assuming we get 50 a day, it should take us about 5 days, plus however long it takes us to do Commercy in the first place. It's probably about 5 days total. You get a monocle once every week, basically. It's pretty good. For transpose monocle, does the pot transfer from Papmark? So you get the pot tier from the Papmark, but that's it. So if you transpose a legendary 16-star Papmark, your monocle will become 15-star, and then become legendary as well. But it's you re-roll the pot. So don't go getting don't go getting really good pots on your Papmark, basically, is what I'm saying. Alright. So I need to do a bunch of voyages here to unlock Luna, and then do a bunch of Luna to unlock Herbtown. And we finish up Herbtown once, I think. And then we should be good. Why my summer's not attacking? I could probably just put this other one there. You have a 22 pat mark? I mean, if you have a 22 pat mark, it's probably fine to keep all the way until to eye patch. Sounds pretty reasonable if you ask me. I think people shouldn't be too afraid of starting Commercy. It is not exactly the most glamorous daily to do, but it does give you access to some of the better items in the game. Like, say what you will about the monocle, but the monocle is really good. Like a 22 monocle in most cases will be best in slot for a lot of players, even if it isn't transposed. It's a good failsafe. I agree. It's the most consistent way to make damage gains. It's one of the more consistent ones in the game. Even though it's not exactly the most glamorous content, it's always going to be here. It's going to give you 30 to 50 coins a day, and you're just slowly going to get there. Wait, why did I do a bunch of voyages here? Oh no, I needed to unlock this location. Okay. So now I need to do 5 here to unlock this one. Okay. You never liked Commercy? Yeah. Understandable. Like, it's fine. The content isn't that great. So I understand why people don't like it. But it is consistent. We can all agree that this content is some of the most consistent content in the game. It's got a catchy weapon. Low-key want to skip Abso and run with because it's fun. Yeah. I mean, it's probably fine. It's not great, but it's fine. 2 people in my pub lucid green dotted and died out. That is a little tragic. If you're not worried about being efficient, then the Commercy can be pretty quick. I think the ones that are the worst are the ones where you have to wait. Like right now, there's at least one of the mobs where you just literally have to wait until it's all gone. Which is a little annoying. Now you guys can do Commercy with me anyway. I hope you guys enjoy your stay. We're gonna be here for at least another 10 minutes. 3 gold way. We all hate 3 gold way. William Mills got Kaiserum and Rune Force Shield. That's okay, it's a fake item. That's the copium. You'll be alright, mate. If you have the patience for Pinot, you can do Commercy. True. You know what? That is a very valid statement. If any of you guys ever do Pinot for the Pinot buff before bossing, you guys should be able to withstand doing Commercy. The amount of times that people have told me to do the Pinot, like, attack buff, and I'm just like, I don't want to wait 5 minutes. But if you're willing to go through that, and you're not doing Commercy, what's the difference? People actually do Pinot buff? I think a lot of people do. Really depends on the content that people are doing though, right? If you're going for a min clear, you probably have something else that's good in that slot. But Pinot is also free. It's just long. 30 attack is quite nice though. Yeah, you can still get it in practice mode. Never done commercial because of dooming. Is it straightforward enough? 100%. I'm doing it right now, dude. I think I also explained it a few times on my channel, like throughout random videos. But generally speaking, you just need to do a few voyages to unlock the PQ area. So to get the PQ area, you have to, it says here, like, you want to go to this one. You need to get Herbtown license. So to get the Herbtown license, you need to obviously buy the Herbtown one, which is here. You see this little, there's this little arrow here on the top right. It goes over to the next map. There's Herbtown. And it tells you what you need to be able to buy it. It says here you need 5 Rosa voyages and 20 dineros. So that's what I'm working on right now. The 20 dineros is like, whatever. You just need to do 5 Rosa. But to unlock Rosa, you need to do 5 Luna. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm 3 out of 5 right now for Luna. So once you unlock, like, Commercy PQ, which takes about 2 days to do. Because you only have, like, a certain amount of runs that you can actually do. Then you can just do 10 of the basic ones a day. Get, like, 30 coins and do your PQs and you're done. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes a day. Not because it's hard to do, but it's just a bit long. Posture check. Alright, you got me. I was 100% slouching. Keep hearing about how Corsair Mastery 3, 4's big damage gains, but how exactly? It's because this skill here, Scurvy Summons, that's the one that's getting boosted. It's the 2 guys that followed me around. These 2 pirates here. They do a lot of damage. And their damage uptime is basically 100% as well. Like, we have the Rapid Fire Mastery, which is like the Hurricane. This one. But the Rapid Fire really isn't that big on our BA, which is why Corsair has been in like a little bit of a sad spot for quite a while. The 2 skills that they have buffed are Rapid Fire and Broadside, which are the ships in the background that you can see, the golden ships that are shooting. They're pretty decent, but it's not like the main contributor to damage. A lot of the damage comes from Brain Scrambler and the rest of the summons. So now that both of these are getting boosted in 3 and 4, you can see why Corsair is starting to eat a little bit better in terms of its masteries now. Basically, the skills that do the most damage in the class are actually now getting boosted in the next ones. Let me have a quick look, and I can tell you, because I saw some people showing their BA in Limbo. So right now, if we don't take into account the 5th job skills, right? Because obviously the 5th job skills will do the most. Broadside does the most at 12%. And the guys Scurvy Summon, so the ones that are currently not Hexa boosted, are doing 9. So the final damage difference between a Hexa Broadside and a non-boosted Scurvy Summons is 3% FD. That is nothing, basically, right? Like, they're basically doing, in terms of like how much damage these Scurvy guys are doing, they're doing so much they almost match a Hexa boosted skill. That's think of it like that. Like, these guys are not even Hexa boosted, and they're doing like only 3% less than Hexa boosted Broadside in a Limbo run. So that guy probably has a fair amount of what do you call it, fragments into Broadside. 3% is very, very small for how much damage they're doing. So yeah. Alright, so I just did 5 runs of Luna. Oh, I clicked something. Hang on. Okay, so I've just done my 5 runs of Luna. Now I'm gonna start doing these runs of Rosa. Now unfortunately, I can only do 1 run today. So tomorrow I'll do the last 4. And that should be able to unlock us Commercy tomorrow. Can we see some Sarah bossing? There's only 1 boss left for me to do. And that is Hard Damien. I could try to solo Hard Damien. I don't know if I can though. Let me check how much damage I actually need to do. So Hard Damien has 25 T HP. No, 30 T HP. 36. Let me do the math here. Now in V Healer, I think I did like 14 T in about 10 minutes. With no amp. So assuming it's going to be something similar. 14 T in 10 minutes. So what's, if I multiply by 3, it's probably doable. I think that run is that sounds a little ambitious. Sounds really ambitious. So, right now, I am considering doing Hard Damien. Now, I'm not doing it for the 5%, I'm doing it for a full solo. Like an actual solo. Now, I'm just trying to think if the math checks out. I'm just trying to recall how much damage I did to V Healer, because I ran the boss yesterday with my friends. If I did at least 12 T in 10 minutes, I should be able to solo Damien. In theory. I mean, I'm down to give it a try. I feel like I can barely do it. It might be the whole half an hour, but we can try. I mean, I don't have much to lose. Let's go for it. Well, I can't go to Ursus from here. At least this class has an okay matchup against Damien. Unlike my Wild Hunter, that thing is despair. I'll be honest. Damien on my my Wild Hunter is actually despair. Okay. I'll also need to get Echo. How do I get Echo on this character? Is it over here? Or did they change it? Okay. What other buffs can I get? I have House buff. I'll grab that last because it doesn't last very long. Could probably grab somebody's Fame buff. All important candy apple. Yup. Swap to damage gear, of course. Alright, we need to make sure we have our damage fams. Oh, 15% ID. Let's go. Also, a slight problem is that I don't have these two on auto buff, which is a little troll, but what can you do? Do I have any more? I do not. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Guild skills. Pinot buff. I'm not doing Pinot. Look, if I can't get it, I can't get it. I'm a little lazy. I feel like I'm missing something obvious. VIP. Oh, I have to use this in town. Yeah, I'll make sure to use Echo. I have the Wild Hunter pots. I'll pop those last because they don't last very long. And then use my kind of sad looking G skills. This. I rolled double 5 while meaning to press 6. I guess that works out. Oh, I didn't pop the VIP, thank you. Always forget there's 2 steps to it. Alright, this is probably as good as I want to get it. Alright, let's not think about it too much, let's just go in. Alright, so I'm expecting my burst to do at most like 5% here. If I can do 5% on my initial burst, that's probably good enough. Oh, yo, that did 10%. No, dude, this is 100% clearable. What? I did 10% in one burst. This is faster than my Demon Avenger. Guys, my Corsair is stronger than my Demon Avenger. This is not even going to be hard. Yo, the roll fall going crazy. Yeah, my DA just got raw gapped. Alright, the DPS is a little bit sad, but that's okay. Like, if the burst can do 8%, I just need to get into the final phase with like 15 minutes remaining. And it should be clear. And you know what the crazy part here is too, guys? The fact that I don't have any 6 job. This character literally has 0-6 job. What a menace of a character. Yeah, this character actually has my first raw 4 on Hyperion. I still don't have one on my my battle mage. Yeah, the Corsair has a raw 4. When that happened? I think on Thursday, like on boss reset. Oh, I didn't have covering fire on him, but that's okay. I did 25% in 4 minutes. What's the math there? 20-minute run at this pacing? I mean, it's going to slow down a lot once we get into P2, but this is looking pretty good. I don't know how long this has been here. Not long enough, apparently. What if I get an eye patch? It's just gonna, I'm just gonna tap the eye patch immediately. Actually, I'll probably just leave it at 17 because I don't have anything on that slot. Oh, that was the saddest extension ever. $17 10 set. Yup. That's the dream. Oh, now I roll double six. Only ever roll double six in bosses. Oh. Yo, this raw 4 has been so good. Does so much damage. Oh, what an extension on that one too. Bullet Barrage does so much more damage if you happen to get lucky with the lag spike. It just does so much more. Auto hide. Read the stars, it said Rune Force Shield. Alright. I see. This class is a 3-minute burst class with a 90-second mini burst. No, come back. Oh, this thing is lasting forever. I hate that I have to manually press my decent sharp eyes and decent combat orders. It feels so bad to press. Gotta get myself a new pet with auto buff. What combat powers my Corsair? It's like 16 mil or something like that. But it does randomly have a raw 4. Should have got the shade pet. 100%. I should have, but I got lazy. Alright. Alright. Now I just need to not throw, and then we'll get out of here. Oh, I did not press overload on that. I did not press, one of my skills on that. Oh man, I need to put this on a better spot. Overdrive is in a bad spot right now. I don't really want to change my hotkeys mid-run though. I think I want to change where my raw key is. It's in a weird spot right now, I think. Are the nodes maxed? Some of them are. Oh. Alright, might have to burst to get out of here. I don't even know what level my overdrive is. Maybe it's not even worth me using. Oh, current level 30. Nope, I definitely should be pressing that. Alright, I'm just gonna have to burst out of here. And I'll have about 15 minutes left in P2, so should be a reasonably comfy clear, as long as I don't, like, mess up too many of my bursts. I am using a raw, but I don't think that should matter. I can't get over there to bind. I'll just wait for him to teleport. Oh, that works too. Nice. Alright, so the last phase, I should have plenty of time to go in to clear. It's 16 minutes. I don't have bursts here, so I get 4 bursts total. Should be okay. it would just be making sure that I can keep my damage up throughout the whole phase, which I think is actually okay. I'm not sure if that actually hits him in the air. Is he taking damage? He is taking damage. Okay, that helps out a lot. Alright, whenever he's up in the air, broadside actually still hits him. Is this H damage? Yeah, it is. Oh, please don't hit me. This is a little bit of an awkward thing that happens with Hurricane classes, where if you're staying right on top of him, sometimes the bullets don't hit because they go through him. It's a little Pepega, but it does happen. Manually pressing decent combat orders and decent sharp eyes in 2025. Ain't no way. Oh, I did not mean to put it there. Alright. Should probably start prepping up for burst soon. Yeah, I got this raw 4 from a wheel run earlier in the week. Alright, I'm gonna wait a little bit more. Try to keep the orb on the right side as best I can. Oh, I might go for a cleanse before I burst, maybe. I don't know. Oh, I didn't hit the bind. I'm gonna jump out of my roar because I'm gonna do damage otherwise. No, my ships went away. Oh, I was not paying attention. That's okay. I didn't press overdrive again. Ah, guys, why am I so bad at pressing F3? Absolute menace of a hotkey for me, for whatever reason. What a random hotkey not to be able to press. Bind it to the pedal. You know, I actually could bind certain keys to the pedal. And bind the hotkey to the pedal. The iframe. Oh my god, broadside hits everywhere. Oh, what? It hit me. No, my cleanse. Am I cleansing? I can't tell. Wait, does Damien's touch damage cancel my cleanse? Huh? Oh, I also do not. Do I just not have the evasion to deal with that? Oh, I had my mini burst up, but I didn't press it. Is it even worth me pressing it now? I'll press some of it, maybe. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I actually didn't have my fam on. I just put it back on. You were right, I didn't have it on. Okay, I'm just gonna wait and hope for the best here. I don't have any of my skills up yet. Oh, okay, don't stay on me, Damien. Go away. Okay, we got most of the damage off. The only thing I didn't manage to press was flag. But that's okay. I got most of the burst off. Oh, what? We're getting trolled. Get over here. I think no matter which animal ring you use, you will always have the correct hitbox. What? My death trigger missed. It doesn't actually change your hitbox. It does make you look smaller though. Okay, here comes the fun, guys. The third ball has shown up to play. Do I get a cleanse? Nice. Alright, buffing decent when he's in the air. I really gotta get myself a second pet for this. Alright, well that was just rude. Double 5. No, never. Uh-oh. Oh. You know what? I can actually just stay dead for like 15 seconds. Hold all the orbs here. When it goes to the far left side, I can buff up and then do my burst. All according to plan. Alright, go left now, please. Alright, that was as good as I'm gonna get it. All good. Not ideal, but we'll take what we can get when it comes to Damien. Can't be expecting too much in this boss, I think. I just didn't know if is he still getting hit? Oh, we're almost out. He's actually already on 0.5. Where is he? Get him, boys. Nice. That was not even that bad. That was a 25-minute run. I thought it was going to be a lot closer. Wow. You guys saw it. 16 mil combat power. Okay. Let's set the record straight here. It's 16 mil, but it has a raw 4. Alright. This is why combat power is never real, guys. I don't think combat power takes into account a raw 4. Alright. I will actually put all the drop rate on because, you know, copium first run. 316 drop rate, let's go. And we got a box. Nice. Crazy eye patch, let's go. This is a weird looking eye patch. Do I need anything here? Probably not. Alright. But hey, we got the clear, that's all I really cared about, honestly. For the anvil. I mean, even if I had the anvil, you wouldn't be able to see it. I don't have any anvils on this character. How strong is it? It's 16.5 mil combat power. But it has a raw 4. I don't know how much combat power that adds, but yeah. Nice. And I can't sell the crystal this week though, because I've already sold it. Like, I've already sold the cap. I'll have to sell it next week. Yeah, good amount of money. What's the price of it? Is that actually just the price? 400 mil? Yeah, nice. You can get the difference, yeah, but this will mean that if I hold it for next week, then I can do one less boss. Copium. Actually, it doesn't even really matter. I don't think it really matters, right? Doesn't really matter. Oh, there we go. It probably just replaced, like, my Czak crystal or something. Wow, okay. Well, this character can now solo Hard Damien, which also implies I can solo Hard Lotus. So I gotta change my bossing schedule now. I can solo Hard Lotus and Hard Damien. I could probably do normal slime. I can 5% normal slime, probably. I'm not gonna run slime just because I can probably find myself a carry. I'm gonna take out Pierre. I actually still should do CRA for now, just because I don't know if I can 21 star them just yet. I think I'll keep doing Pink Bean, even though I don't get much out of it until I get a Black Bean mark, at least. I want to add these into my rotation as well. There's so many things. So I probably have to take out CRA soon. I'll keep CRA in for the time being just because I might need to, I might not be able to 21 them just yet. Oh, I've already done Sea Slime this week. Oh, perfect then. That's probably why I capped out my crystals so fast. I usually don't run a lot of these bosses on my mules, because obviously I don't know if I can do 5%. Yeah, keep until 21, that's what I'm thinking. They are already 20 star, but I don't want to tap them just yet because it'd be a complete waste of money if I blow them up. I kind of want to save my money to push bigger gaps, if that makes sense. I want to get these shoes to 20 stars, that's 4 extra stars there. I really want to push both my Dom pendants and my Meister rings. This character is so lucky on... Look, I have 5 total Dom pendants on this character. That is nuts. This character's 2 weeks old, guys. It has 5 Dom pendants and a raw 4 in 2 weeks. Disgusting. Probably should do flag. gonna be weird doing this flag on this character here. Do people not go 22 CRA? I think that you can leave your CRA to like one of the last items that you can push. I don't think that extra star is that important compared to, like, for example, accessories. I feel like if you still had Golix to go for 22, you can just keep doing that. Oh. Let's try to go top route, but... Oh, no, I didn't press jump. No, it doesn't go high enough. I've ruined it, guys. Oh! I'm in shambles. Everything was going so well until the final jump. No, we gotta get this 1k, guys. I think you can craft the small XP pots now just by using the normal XP pot recipe. Because isn't that what you do with wealth as well? Oh, do you know what? This right here, okay, this tilts me so much because this is the worst amount of time that you can lose on any flag. It doesn't look as bad as anything else, but you can mess up a lot on this stage. If you do this, the run's over. You can make so many errors on that map and still hit 1k, but what I just did is like one of the biggest errors you can make to not get 1k. It's so tragic. It tilts me every time I do that. That specific, like, send to the bottom left. But yeah. In terms of 21 star Sierra, you can definitely do even up to N Carlos without it. Without 22ing it. So to me, I think as long as you're patient, you can just always stick with 21 Sierra for a while. Dude, guys, I can't do that top route anymore. I'm washed. Flag is too difficult. Guys, I can't do this jump anymore. I don't remember how to do it. It's probably like an 800 or something. 900, I'll take it. Can't do it anymore. How long since you came back to Corsair? About 2 weeks. You can super jump off it? Yeah. But for me, it's not very consistent. I don't know if it's like a ping thing, but when... It's really hard to time for the first thing, so I think a lot of people, you can just hold down the jump and it will just super jump you off, right? But I've practiced the hold, jump, and then let go. It's the same thing, right? The timing, you'll get 1k regardless. But I found like with the super jump, it just sends me... Sometimes I will just slide off and then super jump. It could just be a ping thing. But I know what you're talking about, Chris. 12 weeks to get an arcane box and pink bean mark. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to waiting for pink bean mark. It's already been like 3 weeks for me. We will get there. It's gonna get to the point where I'm not gonna have any pink bean marks. Yeah, pretty happy with that though so far. We managed to get the hard Damien run out of the way. Pretty easy solo, I'd say, too. In sense that, like, I didn't need to rush. It was very comfortable. I just had to make sure that my burst goes off nicely. And the burst is a little bit wonky, I'd say, with the raw, just because the balls will follow me around. But other than that, it's pretty comfy. No. 34. Scared to boomers, let's say 17. Yeah, that's fair, honestly. No, guys, it's not it today. Today's not a good day for fams. Double fail? Ain't no way. Man, failing from the rare to epic is the saddest, man. It's so sad. Like, failing at once every once in a while is like, sure, it happens. But getting 2 or 3 fails on the same one is like, ugh, yuck. So sad. Once you get to the point where you're working on the unique fams, you kinda expect them to fail. But the rare ones failing is like, so tragic. Hello Leona, welcome. How are you? I have so many VIPs, or MVPs here. Good. Trying to use the rest of these boosters. Got a headache? Oh no, that's not good. Wait. Did I train without using MVPs the entire time? Have I been training without MVP? I might have. That's pretty troll. Oh well. Get out some more wealth. It's all good. Let's try not to think about it. Okay, now I can swap back into my training gear. I need to check how many link transfers I have left over because I do want to... I think I still need to do some bosses later today. Okay, I have 8 transfers basically. Oh, sorry, like 2 extra. That's all good. Alright, on the next Sunday we have 50% IA or something. I really want to fix or finish my IA. Let me have a look at this one. I want to see what it is for just the top line in our ability. So for Corsair, let me just have a look here. No, it's something plus the, what's it called? Multi-target +1 or something. I don't know what it's called exactly. It's not cooldown skip. Where is it? Not passive skills +1. Yo, this thing doesn't even exist on the roll chart. How am I supposed to roll for it? How do I put it into the calculator? No, guys, I can't even find out what it is. Number of targets +1. That's the one. It's not in the list of the things I can put into the calculator for it to find the average. What is this? This is Corsair discrimination. Multi-target skill +1. Alright, good night, Pash. Thanks for dropping by. It actually isn't even... It isn't even on the guy's calculator, because nobody wants it except Corsair. That is so sad. Well, I guess I'll never be able to find out. What about this one? I really want 15% drop, or at least unique drop. What are the chances of me getting unique drop? That's what I want to know. Unique drop. Item drop. 13 to 15. That's the one. I'm just putting it into the calculator here, because I want to see. Okay, the average... anywhere between 300k to 1.6 mil. They say they recommend me doing it with circulators and then hard rolling the top line. So maybe I'll try doing that on the Sunday. I don't know when it comes to item drop second line if it's better to Miracle Circ and then roll for the Meso top lane. Because this thing says it's probably cheaper to do Circ for second line and then roll Meso. But that being said, Meso is really easy to hit on the top line as well, so maybe they're right. How many circulators is it saying? Anywhere between 1 bill to 4 bill. I kind of don't want to use money though. I'll keep it in mind though. Only use honor. So it wants me to roll for the unique first and then lock for the thing. Oh. Alright, I'll keep that in mind for Sunday. Yeah, so for mobs, the multi-target enemy number of hit by multi-target skill +1. That works for Corsair's summons. And apparently it's the best in slot bossing one as well. But yeah, I'll worry about that later. Let's go finish up the rest of our boosters here, so that'll take me another half an hour or so. I'll just do another three times. And yeah. Pretty productive today. Managed to clear hard Damien, how exciting. And I'm gonna try to get to 255 by Wednesday at the latest, so then I can try to get a run in of hard Darknail, and then I'll probably just get carried on Darknail or trade it. That way I'll be able to have another chance at arcanes. I think an arcane weapon would be nice. Man, arcane weapon or an arcane armor box, both would be really nice. That looks better. I actually have all my buffs on this time. How many of you guys trained a lot yesterday? With the sunny Sunday thing. I think when I was training yesterday, I don't know if I had MVP on at any point. I'll be honest. I think I might have forgot to run with MVPs. Because I think I ran out and my brain just autopiloted it. A little tragic, but what can you do? Happens. Oh, I leveled up. That's right, I only needed 2%, didn't I? Did you boosters and logged off? Fair. Did you not do the 24-hour train? No, I don't usually play MapleStory over the weekends, to be honest. Sometimes when there are events on, I'll do some stuff. Like, obviously, Star Forcing events, Honor events, Mag Souls, that sort of stuff. But I don't usually train. I hang out a lot with my friends and fiance. And sometimes family dinners and that sort of stuff. Like this weekend, I went to visit my sister who recently moved out, and I got to see their cat. So that was kind of cool. good to stay in contact with family and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, man, so chill now. Wait, I'm chill for now because tomorrow I need to do a lot of my weeklies. Or maybe tonight as well. I haven't done any of my DAs with bosses. I don't think I've done any of my Xenon's bosses either. Should probably get on that. I do need the income to start spending again. But I'm gonna try to save for the 5, 10, 15. Hard wheel solo? I don't know about hard wheel solo. Honestly, I think my Corsair is closer to do a hard wheel solo than my Demon Avenger is. Because that... The hard Damien run for my Corsair was only maybe like 5 minutes longer than my DA. At most. And it's missing like 10 mil combat power. This character doesn't even have like 1 set superior yet. And he managed to clear hard Damien. It's like 0 set superior. Man. Raw 4 go kind of crazy. So I can only imagine how much faster my runs are going to be once I get 6 job and superiors and arcanes and stuff. This is why playing this game is so fun sometimes. When your character you know has so much potential to get a lot stronger. That's where the fun is for me in this game. Just knowing that in the next update, the next Star Forcing event, I should be able to make quite a few stars worth of gains. If I get lucky, I might get some Golux pieces as well. It's so good. This is peak Maple Story for me, when you know that the character can get stronger. Turning at the beginning of next month, trying to decide between DB and Corsair. I think both those classes are pretty reasonable to start off with. I think DB is a little bit easier to start off with. I think the gameplay is a lot more straightforward. It really depends on if you're okay, like, kind of micromanaging the Seer summons. If you're okay being aware of little turrets every so often and remembering to reapply summons, Corsair is a pretty fine class. But if you're not really one to like pay attention to that sort of stuff, then DB will be the pick between those two. See how much EXP I can get from this point onwards. I have about 20 minutes left on my coupons. I want to know how much I get with just 3x. Because I might try to manually grind to 255 tonight. Oh, maybe not tonight. Maybe tomorrow. If I want to farm and beat DJ, I'd probably go Demon Slayer. You know, that's valid. TP farming do be kind of nice. Can't go wrong with some Demon Slayer farming. Hit any fams? Not yet. I am using a small drop fam and a 15% IED fam. I would like to see at least a normal drop fam, hopefully soon. I am just rolling a bunch of epics right now, but I know it's still pretty early in the prog of this character, so I'm not too fussed about my fams. I will say I'm a little surprised how little 15% IED fams I've seen so far. But that's fine. How strong is the Corsair now? It is currently around 16 mil combat power with all of my Links and Legion and stuff on. And I just cleared Hard Damien solo just then. I'll hit 40% boss on a random fam. Oh dude, I'd be happy with that. I really hope so. At this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if that ended up happening anymore. Hello Penda, welcome. But yeah, I'm just super glad like this character is reasonably strong. I can't believe I cleared Hard Damien. Like on 16 mil combat power. Well, better get cracking on these videos because that's some good footage we got. Did not expect Hard Damien to be the first hard boss I soloed on this character, that's for sure. I can get to 255 very easily by tomorrow if I do a little bit of grinding, I think. Because technically I only need to get to 254 and 50%, and then I can use a mag pot. And assuming I do my monster parks later, that gives me about 30%. And then, let's say I do no more training for the rest of the night. Then tomorrow, if I do 10 boosters, that should give me about 30%, maybe a little bit more than 30%. I do another set of monster park, another 30%, do my dailies 10%, so I kind of only need to really train maybe 50%. That's not too bad. Hurricane classes go well in Damien? Yeah. And also Corsair's summons can hit Damien in the air in P2. That helps out a lot. As long as my broadside and I'm not right underneath him, and the covering fire is right underneath him, he actually still gets hit when he's in the air. I just need to stay outside the bubbles pretty much. So that whole time where most classes do 0% damage, I do like 0.3 or 0.4. Adds up. Just farm seagulls. Yeah, I don't think that's happening. I probably could actually farm the seagulls on this character. But I don't know if I want to be that sweaty farming seagulls, because that involves me double jump attacking. And I don't think I'm up for that. Not sure if that's my vibe. I think my only 40% I've seen on Hyperion so far was actually the mobs from the library. I think I got that on my Wild Hunter. The seagulls did get boss fans, but they were all like low rolls. They're all 20s. Except one of them is a 30. The 30 was, I think, on an epic, and the other 20s were all on unique. But boss damage is boss damage, no complaining, right? Just a bit unfortunate we low rolled. The summons all 100% uptime. Yep, they're all 100% uptime, and I think they last about a minute or so each, which is fine because you place down your fountain, you place down Soul Janus, then you place down your summons all at once, and as you do that, you loot everything along the way. It's not too bad. That's why I don't really mind having to place down summons a lot. Same with my mechanic, even though the farming was free, I did move around a lot to place the summons, but you gotta loot at some point, so it's fine. And if you loot while placing the summons, it's perfect. I'm hoping that once I get into Limina, I'll be able to mostly chill farm. My only concern with Limina right now is actually probably my Arcane Force. I really want to farm in the powerful areas, but I think all of those require you to have 1,000 Arcane Force, which is not what I have right now. I think I have like 800 and something. $860 top left? Yeah, so I have 860 now. I need to level each of my symbols at least 2 more times each to even hit 1,000, right? Which requires... That's assuming I don't put any more points into my Arcane Force. I do have some points into Gob's, like the event Arcane Force. But it's not quite enough. 1,000's quite a lot. But there is a chance that I go in there and I can still one-shot anyway. If I can one-shot anyway in those areas, then we're chilling. I've already used all the stuff that gave me arcane symbols as well through the event. So I don't have any ways to increase my arcane force at the moment. If I do get to 255 in like 2 days, I don't know if I'll be able to farm there immediately. At least not the powerful maps. But to be honest, that's not really that big of an issue. The powerful maps would be ideal, but I can definitely just farm Limina normally. Because the Limina maps I think are like 800 Arcane Force. Yeah, 880. So I can definitely probably farm in the normal Limina maps already. Doesn't need to be the powerful maps. The powerful maps will just get me to 260 a bit faster. So I think at the pace I'm going, it probably will take me another week or so to get to 260. Hopefully. I think I'm being a little bit optimistic on my EXP rates, but... yeah, if I can get to 260 by the end of the week... sorry, end of next week, right before 5.10.15, or around 5.10.15, oh boy. I'll be in for a good time. If only it was Night Troop. I think if it was Night Troop, I'd probably already be 260, to be honest. Oops. You think about the frags you're missing out on. Yeah, that's the thing for me where I'm not too fussed about frags. I'm enjoying like progging new characters, it's kind of fun. So if everything goes well during the 5.10.15, there is a chance I could solo Hard Will. I think that would be a pretty fun thing to try to aim towards, a Hard Will solo. I want to see how low or how early I can clear Hard Will. It's definitely going to have to be after 6th job though. I don't think I'll be able to clear it without 6th job. Yeah, I was prepping for Legion Champion before we knew it existed. I knew my day would come, guys. I knew it would come. All these random characters that are slowly being liberated. All according to plan. Honestly, the best part about making all these characters is that they'll probably be able to lib really quickly. once we get the new system that comes around, I should be able to lib really easily. Assuming that we split parties of Black Mage into smaller parties, I'll actually probably get a lot of points from duoing or trioing Black Mage runs. Plus, I should be able to solo hard V healer on most of the characters by that point. So the liberation on most of my characters should be under 3 months. So when the update rolls around, if I have already started my liberation, it'd probably take me like another month to finish, because I think they scale existing liberation processes based on the points off the top of my head. So hopefully it'll be relatively fast. And then when update comes around, just need to do maybe 1 or 2 more months instead of like the remaining 5 months that it would be now. And yeah. And you need 60 mil? Yeah. And some classes like need even less than that. I know my Battle Mage, I did it at around 45. Maybe a little bit less. Or a little bit more. Really depends on your fragments too. Oh, double 6. Make sure to keep that. Yeah. Man, how exciting. So many things to do. Just need to get the Corsair to 260 and we're in like the home stretch. Alright, I need to get started on making more Corsair videos because I really want to show that the hard Damien run. I think that's got to be a record for me personally in terms of a low combat power clear. It didn't feel like the character was a low combat power class though, I'll be honest. That was a really fast mule run for like a first run. Jealous of Kronos players who have casually 100 to 200 mil combat power mules. Yeah, I mean the server has been out for like what, 5 years at this? Oh, wait, more than that, right? How long has Kronos been out for? Wait, no. Why do I feel like it's been out since for like 10 years? So more than 10 years now at this point since Reboot was started? I mean the server's old. If you were playing since the beginning, it's not that crazy that people have 100 mil. 5 years is how long ago when I started playing. And it was definitely around for longer than that. December 2015? Oh, there you go. Yeah. If you're in Hyperion, you don't think about Kronos. There's no point. The server has been around for so long that there'll be randomly strong players everywhere. And it's also way more populated too, so the amount of people who are at that point is going to be a lot higher. Just because you don't really know them. Know of them. It's a bit different. Yeah. The game has gotten a lot easier too. Like, if you think of all the people who have been playing for a while, chances are they have like friends or guildies who have been playing around as long. And you just carry each other. That's how it is. That's how you get stronger really quickly. You get your main to a point when you can solo, let's say, C10. Then you start getting another character prepped up. You carry your friend C10, they carry you C10. Suddenly, both of you guys have mules that are just getting stronger and stronger. Like for me, the army of characters that I had didn't like kind of come out of nowhere. I had to get my main to a point where I could trade. I think I started trading with JH. Like when he made his Demon Slayer, I think I was playing... I don't remember if I was playing my Wild Hunter or my Xenon. But regardless, I was able to take him bosses and he took me bosses. And we got each other gear. I'm pretty sure the first Sea Gloom run that JH and I ran on his Demon Slayer, he got a continuous 4. Like, imagine starting off your character, and it just starts with a continuous 4. That's... It just snowballs from there. I mean, that's literally this character, right? Like, first hard wheel, suddenly it's got a raw 4. Like, hello? Sprinted out of the gates. 200 mils, full 122? Yeah, something like that. It's like around 2. Most players who are liberated and full 22 should be around 200 mil combat power. Even if their pots aren't super great. Like, my battle mage is still missing plenty of lines. A lot of them aren't perfect. And it's about that as well. $300 mils, like... You start getting a lot more once you start getting pitch. You know, the Eternals are strong, but they don't increase your combat power as much as pitch boss. Because the thing that gets your combat power a lot higher is like the boss damage bonuses and stuff. And Blackheart. Blackheart is huge too, because it gives you like, what, 30 boss damage, 77 attack. The thing is, right, like, combat power at some point doesn't really mean much, and a lot of people ask each other about, like, converted hexa. That's a better measure than just combat power. At some point, it stops meaning anything. It's kind of like how stat used to be a lot of the way that people measured how strong characters were, but at some point, like, it doesn't make any sense to compare stat anymore. Because there's so many other factors that go into your damage that isn't calculated. Yeah, combat power is better than stat? Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely better than stat because it actually takes into account more things, but it's still not perfect. We're getting there, though. Look, if the game can somehow put converted hexa into the system, it'd be so convenient. If they put the converted hexa calculations into the game and we don't need to use Maple Scouter, that'd be very nice. Because then you can take into account so many more things. And then you can see... It will be so nice, but I don't think they'll ever do that. Converted hexa is the measure that is used in Maple Scouter, which is like a... Kind of like a Maple calculator. You put in all your stats, put in all your hexa, put in all your, like, special rings that you have, and then it calculates and tries to standardize it across other characters. Yeah. Yeah, our API is not open, right? So we can't use Maple Scouter. It would be nice though. Would have been nice. A lot of MMOs have stuff like that too, which is really nice. I wish MapleStory had it. Is there any particular reason why they didn't? Did they ever say why they didn't have it on for global MapleStory? Or was it just like a random decision to be like, nah, we're not gonna implement it for us? Because I'm a little bit surprised that they have it in the Korean version, but not for us. It's more like, I'm surprised they didn't just allow all the information to be public and let somebody else do it. You know what I mean? Like Maple Scouter. Is Maple Scouter developed by Nexon? I don't think so, right? I'd imagine that it'd be pretty cheap for them to, like, just let people see the information of each of the characters. If it exists in KMS, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to. Like, they have the technology, definitely. And then just, I don't know, somebody in the community is gonna make a open thing. It's sponsored by them? Ah, okay. Yeah. I guess I'm just a little bit surprised because I know a lot of other games have like all that sort of info open, right? I think it wouldn't even just be the Maple Scouter guy. Anybody who is that invested in Maple Story that wants to be able to do something like this, they'd find a way to do it, right? They just need access to like that database. Yeah, they probably have it. One day, guys. One day we'll have an open API for MapleStory. For GMS. I think KMS legally had to open some parts of it, so they just decided to open most of it. Oh, interesting. Yeah. I guess to me, I can't imagine there's like there's too much that they don't want to share. I don't know. Why would a company be afraid of sharing like character information? I guess if they're worried about security things. Imagine if you could like somehow get right access into it. That'd be kind of bad. So jealous of the full set Arcane people. You'll get there, Shanks, don't worry. You'll be alright. You'll get there soon enough. Man, I hope I'm one set at some point. Oh, if I get one set by next week, it'd be great. Full set, no weapon. That is a classic. Begging for a weapon drop every week. Yup. Ah, I forgot to have my fam on this entire time. Oh well, unlucky. Okay. So about half an hour, I got about 7%. That is not much, I'll be honest. I kind of expected more, but I am like quite over leveled for this area. Oh, like 20 minutes it gave me 7%. So that's about 10% per half an hour, 20% an hour. 5 hours to level up. I mean, if I train for 5 hours, I'll get to 255. Maybe I'll do it. Not tonight though. And that's on 3x. I don't have enough 3x coupons to do that. There's an AFK rotation for that map. You won't be able to send links. I think you tried to send one earlier. If you're in the Discord, feel free to put it into the Discord. Nocturne. Oh yeah, increased jump. Let's go. Where's the Discord link? I can put it into the chat for you. But it should be okay. I'm not too fussed about it. We're almost out. If you have any good rotations for Limina, feel free to let me know as well. I'm probably going to get to Limina by tomorrow. So if you guys know any like good, powerful map rotations, that'd be nice. Like there's this one here at midpoint 4. one here at 119. Where's the other one? Wasn't there another one? 28, that's the one. So 1928 and this one. Don't worry about rotations. It's more like you want to put in a way that like is easy to put down. For me, I would often sacrifice laziness if the summons are easily placed. Like I saw a lot of rotations on Wild Hunter, for example, but their summons were like in weird spots where you had to walk really far every once in a while to place down the summon, which didn't really make sense to me. I'm a little picky when it comes to that. Okay. Let's finish things up with a set of Monster Park runs. Is it better to use the mag pots to reach 255 or after 255? After 250, it doesn't really matter. You get a static amount of EXP. So I guess it makes a lot of sense for you to use it when you're about to reach a milestone that matters. So for me, I really want to get into Elimina as soon as possible. So it makes sense for me to use it to reach 250. So if I use it now, it doesn't really achieve anything. It just gives me a bunch of EXP. But if I use it to level me up to 255, then it saves me a bunch of time. And similarly, if you are above 255, you can use the mag pot to level you up to 260. That's probably worthwhile. Because then you can get into your 6th job as soon as possible. At least that's how I think about it. I use it just to reach checkpoints. The usage of the mag pots is very interesting before 250 though. Because then you have the same questions. Do you use it to reach checkpoints earlier, or do you just use it as late as possible to get more EXP? I think for most players, you just use it as late as possible. But if you're like me and like to train before 260, then you can just use it whatever. Reduce kill count in Morris and Esfera? Yeah. That's why getting to 250 is really nice too. Alright, I'm only getting 4% a run. It's about 30% for all the runs. I'll end up at 40% tonight. And the question is, can I reach 50% tomorrow? Might be a bit difficult. What's the plan for dinner? We're gonna have beef rendang. I think that's the plan. It's just easy for us to make. It's pretty much just like put everything into like the pressure cooker, make rice, and you're done. Yes, Gibson. That's the one. You really just like need to buy some meat from like either a butcher or the supermarket, and you can get a lot of these sorts of things like in pastes, just off the shelf for really cheap as well. Like just packets of like the paste, so you don't need to make it yourself, and it's just super easy. Nothing like putting everything in a pressure cooker, let it go for like however long you need it to go for. Let it all rend down into like a nice meal. Stir fry some vegetables and make some rice. Easy. Or if you're really lazy, you could just even just blanch the veggies, like the vegetables. Blanching vegetables is like underrated, in my opinion. Sometimes it's just easier to just put everything in a pot of hot water, just let it wilt down a bit. You know, funnily enough, the first time I ever had beef rendang was on a plane. I think it actually was like on one of my trips to Korea, and we did a I forgot, a layover, is that what it's called? God, the word escapes my mind. Yeah, I think we had a layover in Singapore, but along the way there, I had that as an option to eat on the plane, and I was like, hey, this is pretty decent. I've never had this before. And my fiance was like, oh, this is like a pretty common dish. We should have it more often. And here we are. Link to the rotation in Discord. Thank you. I will check it out. And I'll probably implement it later tonight while I just sit around and become one with my chair. Air Asia? It's either Air Asia or Singapore Airlines. Is that what it's called? I'm not that well traveled, so I don't know what these companies are called. Has a full range of AFK rotations to 290. Oh, thank you. That really helps. I appreciate it. I do love myself some AFK rotations. I think it is weird to release content like Teleheart for a small fraction of player base. I don't think it's weird. For an MMO, the most common thing that you want your player base to be able to see is like what their goals are, right? I think it's probably worse for an MMO if you don't know what you're aiming for, even if it's really, really far away. I'm trying to think of it in the sense of like when I was playing Guild Wars, right? And why I kind of stopped playing the game was at some point you finish all the content, and the only content that you can do are like your weekly bosses or raids, right? MapleStory is kind of like that too, where you can grind as long as you want, but at some point it doesn't really mean anything because the only thing you're really looking forward to is just doing your weekly bosses. And then this is where like expansions come out, right? So they give you new areas to go into, and then off you go. You go explore a new area. But not everybody is going to be able to access the new area from the get-go, depending on where you are in the story. And I think in MapleStory is a little bit different because unlike a lot of modern MMOs where you can oftentimes just buy a level boost to go into the new areas, MapleStory you have to still grind your way there. But they're kind of going around that issue by giving people hyperburns, right? Hyperburns are MapleStory's answers to like account bought level boosts. It's kind of the same thing, but you just want your player base to see that there's content further than where they are. Because if you can't progress into like you're about to hit 275, that's a number that a lot of us know as like a pretty good goal. Like what's that? What's after? You hit 275, then what? You don't want that feeling in an MMO ever, I think. So you're probably still just better off releasing unobtainable content, but at least players will be like, oh well, eventually we'll get to, you know, extreme carling. Eventually. It also shows that the game company cares to improve the game to the point where that content is accessible. In theory. Yeah. It's just weird in MapleStory because we are so heavily gated by EXP. Like that is the thing that like stops us from accessing new contents. Whereas for a lot of other games, you can just oftentimes pay for the new content. Like usually you pay for like new expansions or something like that. And you just access the new areas. Maple Story, you can't really do that. And for us, it's even worse because we're playing on heroic servers where it's inherently not pay to win. Don't give Nexon ideas. Look, if they take my ideas and offer me a job as a developer, I'm not going to say no to it. You're whapping and typing? Nah, it's all good. You're all good. Alright. Almost done here with Monster Park. I think I have one more run to go. And that puts me at around 40% to finish off today's stream. So that means tomorrow I should be 255. And then we can try Darknell. Let's go. Arcane Weapon Copium. Rig server seems so much easier. Can borrow a 22 star. I guess in theory you could. The hard part is finding somebody to lend you those items, right? But at the same time, I don't know how item trading works. I know some items, like after you wear them, you can't sell them. Is that the case for some items? I don't really know how reg server works off the top of my head. Getting a mule to H Saren solo isn't too bad. It's just expensive. It's very time consuming because for a lot of those endgame bosses, the thing that stops you the most, other than just straight up the amount of EXP you need to do a good amount of damage and fragments, is still a lot of spares. That's the part that like eventually wears me down personally, is that you get to a certain point, you 21 or 22 a lot of the easy items, let's say like your CRA, and then your superiors, or at least some of the superiors. Then suddenly you're still left with like trying to push arcanes, trying to push Dom pendants, trying to push Twilight marks, Black Bean marks. It's just all these random stuff that need a lot of spares. And if you get unlucky, it feels really bad to play on a mule. Like specifically on a mule when you're already spending a lot of time progging your main. That's when it starts getting a little bit tedious. Only pitches untradeable after equipping. Ah, I see, I see. Well, regardless, I hope it is easy for the reg server guys to make use of the new Legion champion system, because it'd be pretty rough if it's kind of hard. Yeah, I'm glad that they're actually adding more ways for us to get stronger. So hopefully we'll be able to get into the new bosses somewhat sooner. But yeah, I think that might be it for today though. Did a fair amount of stuff, sort of. I think the most interesting thing we did today was just simply the hard Damien clear. How nice is that? 2 weeks in, we managed to clear hard Damien, and the only thing that we needed was a raw 4. So if you guys want to clear hard Damien quickly, just simply get a raw 4. It's so easy, guys. Just hit a raw 4. For legal reasons, that is a joke. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Appreciate it a lot. I'll probably try to upload more stuff on my Corsair soon because there's a lot of footage I need to go through. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the stream, please give it a like, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Take care.